welcome. We are starting the first ever Berkshire Broker Breakdown. We are with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Fed Realty in Wichita, Kansas. And with me today, I have Patty Sanders.
Good afternoon.
And John Quincy.
Hello.
And I'm Tiffany McCowie. And we are so excited to kind of talk to you guys about what's happening here in the real estate industry and some tips and tricks that we've picked up throughout our careers. We are going to start with Patty. So Patty, tell us kind of what is your current role with the company?
Okay. I am currently serving as the regional president for Fed Realty here in the Kansas area.
That is amazing. So what did you do prior to getting licensed?
Well, gosh, that's been a very long time ago, actually 30 years ago. So I'll have to think back. But, I always thought I would be a CPA. That was my dream. I worked in an accounting firm for many years, starting in high school and during college. And, life takes turns. Started a family and ended up being a little bored at home. Had a good friend who's actually an agent with us today, but she got me into selling Tupperware.
Oh.
And I was doing Tupperware sales, going into houses and the whole thing. And I was good at it. So I had little sales skills I didn't realize. Ended up driving one of their cool little minivans.
Wow.
Had a team of people working under me. So the management thing was kind of inherent in me too. Anyway, but then a few years later, I had someone approach me and say, you'd probably make a little more money if you sold houses rather than bowls. So I went and got my real estate license.
Wow.
So it's been 30 years ago. And never turned back.
Never turned back. No regrets?
No regrets. Over 30 years, I've had a wonderful career, and I've been able to experience pretty much every aspect from, selling and listing houses to, managing an office and running a school, a real estate school, and doing a lot of training and coaching. And yeah, I love it. My passion is to watch others succeed, though. Yes. That's always been my passion more than myself. So I think that's why I've been in the, more of the management side of the business for 25 of those 30 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, lots of changes.
Yeah, yes. Lots of changes.
Love it.
That's my story.
It's a good one. Okay, well, John, what is your current role with the company?
I am one of the managing brokers, specifically the West Wichita office and the Newton office.
Nice. I love that. What did you do prior to getting licensed?
And I've been thinking about this question since you asked Patty. I was trying to finish up college and figure out what to do in life.
Yeah. So, what led you to real estate from figuring it out in college?
So I had two uncles here in Wichita, and one of them called me and asked me. He said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't really know. He said, why don't you move back here and sell real estate for me? I had another uncle that owned a barber college here in Wichita. And so I called him and asked him some information about that industry. Chose the real estate side of things, and very, very thankful I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been wonderful, obviously.
I love it. And I'm Tiffany McCowie. So my current role is also a managing broker. And instead of having an office to manage, I manage our newly licensed through their first 3 years. So I get to see their journey through real estate, which is really neat. I love it.
Can I ask the next question?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you do prior to getting your real estate license?
Yeah, so I also had a sales and marketing background. I worked for a plastic surgeon.
Oh.
Yeah, so loved it, loved the surgeon I worked for, loved the job, hated the hours. It was an 8 to 5. I had a cubicle. I had to clock in and out for lunch. I had 1 hour, not 1 minute more. So if you know anything about me, number one, 8 a.m. is not my jam. And two, I just need to be flexible and have different days and doing different things. And so, yeah, that's what I was doing and kind of what led me to the real estate world. We bought our house and my husband looked at me and said, you could do that too. And I do have an interior design background. So I said, okay. And worked kind of behind the scenes for a little bit, doing the paperwork and that kind of stuff to see if I would like that. Then I figured I would love real estate, the pretty stuff like showing houses and cashing the paychecks. So yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
So yeah. And then, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The question that's not on, the list. Did you get a discount at the plastic surgeon's office?
Yes. That is probably the number one thing I miss. There was a lot of extra Botox and, at the end of the day. Yeah. And yeah.
Sorry, John. I know all the ladies want to know, so I had to ask.
It's okay.
Yes. Skincare. So I'm always really big on really good skincare. So yeah, it was a good job. But well, kind of a question for you guys. What made you stay in real estate? Because you both have been in real estate for a long time. And so kind of what made you stay in real estate throughout the different changes?
Well, for me, I'll go first. I've been extremely blessed to start at the company I started at. And it's provided a lot of opportunities along the way. And I've been able to grow, through different positions within our company. And I'm a little unique in that 30 years all in the same place, although the company ownership has changed hands a couple times. We've even changed, brand names a couple of times. Been there through it all and, wouldn't change a thing, don't regret it. And I really think truly, we do have the best company, people that really care and, want to do the right thing and help others. So that's, why I've been there. There were several people that tried to lure me away over the years to different places, but it never felt right. So just stayed home.
I love it. John?
So I did start off at a different company. I mentioned earlier, my uncle had a brokerage here in town and I worked for him and sold for 10 years before I got into the management side. And so it was unique. And what kept me in real estate was when I got licensed, I didn't have a ton of responsibilities. I wasn't married, didn't have children. As life's responsibilities came up, the real estate industry was able to provide for them. And of course, there were times where I was terrified, as those things were happening and realized that this industry is that cool that, when it needs to provide, it does. And the sky's the limit too, to where it was very cool about Berkshire Hathaway PenFed. So I did get lured away from where I originally started, thanks to Miss Patty.
Good work, Patty.
Oh, but we love your uncle. Still love him. He raised you right. So we got a good one.
I learned a lot from him, that's for sure. And so Patty and I went to lunch one day, and she had mentioned they were restructuring the management team at the company, and would I be interested? And it was a very hard decision. Took me a while, I think, to make that decision, but once I did, I remember the first day I started with the company, I thought, man, I wish I would have started here in a way, just because of the people, and it really is, like Patty said, a phenomenal company, good people, great leadership, good place to be, good place to call home.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. So I stayed in real estate because of the flexible schedule. It just fits my lifestyle and my husband and just what we want to do with our life. And so that was the big deal for me, is just to kind of have that flexibility. And I love it. It is long days, it's not short days, but it's nice and flexible. So I do like that. And I stayed with Berkshire my whole career too, which I'm very thankful for. And it's probably the support that you get here. I knew I could call either of you guys, and I still do as a broker too. So the support is definitely good. All right. Well, that was our first episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate it. We will see you next time.
Bye-bye.